And then you gotta go through the interview process, and, you know, that determines whether you're gonna get hired or not based on ethnicity or whatever.
Right.
You're gonna pick the best person for your department. You can't force people to come here and apply, and if you know, it'd be nice to have people that had a background in Spanish around here, you know.
Right.
And that's come along, because it's a priority almost in any high school now, that you take some sort of foreign language. And, you know, back when it was not part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
You know, you could do it, but who wanted to? I wish I would have. Would have been nice.
Yeah. Well, how many do you have employees for in the sheriff's department?
We have, well, all totaled with reserves and part-time and everything, it's 95, I believe.
Wow.
And we have 15 jail plus the 3 sergeants is 18, plus the administrator, Tammy, and a jail clerk. And then you have several, I think we have 5 or 6 part-time. We're trying to hire another one because we're short, but then you have your reserves. We're trying to up that again, because we're down to, I think we're at 13. We're trying to get more, because it's a money saver for us to use them, and with all the festivals and everything,
Right.
you know, you're burning them out. I mean, they have jobs too, you know, regular jobs, plus they're doing all this reserve work, weekends all through the summer, and plus high schools and all of that, so it puts a burden on them, and we're trying to get it back up to around 20. We got 5 applicants we're going through right now for background checks. We got like 1 more to finish, and then hopefully be hiring some or most of those. And then patrol, we got 7 on day shifts, 7 on afternoons, 6 on nights, and then 2 flex guys. So, and then the administration and dispatch.
What percentage would you say of your staff is local or been Door County residents for?
I would say 75%,
Really
60 to 75 have probably grown up here.
That's pretty good.
And it's nice to have that, because they know the community, and you know, it's not that we don't want people from outside. We have some great people from other areas, but it just we don't get a lot of applications from very far away.
And when you post a position, it's basically goes statewide, or
Yeah,
how?
sure.
So anybody from this.
Anybody can apply, you know, and we do get applications from different, but you still gotta pass the test. You still gotta pass the interview, then all the rest of the background checks and all of that. It's a long, tedious process, because you don't wanna end up picking the wrong person for this job. It doesn't happen overnight.
And you said there's 2 jail positions you guys are interviewing for on Friday.
Right.
Is that the initial interviews, or how many interviews do you do, and how long does the process take before you probably hire on to?
Well, they took a test. They went through the civil service interviews with them, Civil Service Commission, and then civil service grades both of those and gives me the top 3. Okay, so then myself and the administrative staff will do an interview with them also, and make our determination out of the top 3 who the top one is, and we'll offer them the job. And then the second opening, then we gotta bring up whoever the 4th one was on the list, so we have the top 3 again, and then do it all over again. We'd interview
So
we'll
each
interview
position.
them all at the same time if we can. Unfortunately, one of the top 3 took a job in Green Bay, so now we gotta do a background on the fifth one in line, so that'll slow it down a little bit. Hopefully we can get that moving along a little quicker.
You're hoping by the end of the month, or what's your
I'm
time frame?
hoping we can get one for sure hired by the end of the month. And probably if we can get the background done next week, get an interview and pick the other one, probably beginning of the month, and then get them shortly after. I'm hoping. It doesn't always work that way.
Sure.
It would be beneficial to us to get them, because they have to get all their training done in the jail before we can bring those two guys out of the jail, because we're at, we can't just take two people out of there and pay all
Right.
that overtime to people to cover while the people are getting trained, so.
Now, you said next week you go down to Madison for some training and stuff?
I got Badger State Sheriff's training for 2.5 days next week. I go down Tuesday afternoon, and then it's a legislative day. You meet with your legislators and
Okay.
go over things that you want to see done that'll basically help law enforcement. And then they have a meeting with it's all the sheriffs in the state. They're part of this Badger State Sheriff's Association, and they have several training things and meetings throughout the year. There's probably usually 4 quarterly, but they added a couple of leadership things this year that they're going to do. So there's actually 6.
Oh, wow.
But it's really good. In fact, I went a couple weeks ago. I went to the first meeting. They started a mentoring program where all the new sheriffs that got elected this year, they assigned 2 sheriffs from counties that are similar in size
Mhm.
to be your mentors, and they can, if you got questions, they're there to help you and answer, bounce stuff off of, and it's a really good idea. And I've talked to Terry Dryden is the sheriff in Washburn. He's one of mine, and I've met him 2-3 times already at different things. He was at the conference for the mentoring thing and got to meet him there, and then at another conference last week that I went to.